is either blindingly obvious or just flat out wrong. Post more on LinkedIn. Work on your mindset. Hire an outbound sales agency. And that last one, I've never seen work for more than a month or two, regardless of the company that they engage with. Well, you've probably heard all of this and none of it's moved the needle. So give me the next 20 odd minutes and I'm going to give you the most honest advice about owning a service business that you're going to hear all year. No bullshit, no go and hustle harder, just actually what's broken in your business and what to do about it. Does that sound good? Okay, well, let me break your heart with the very first bit of advice. But I promise that it is going to increase your revenue when you wrap your head around it. Okay, so first up, nobody really cares how good your service is. Now, I know, I run 2 service-based businesses. That stinks. But this is what we've got to start with because all of the other brutally honest advice in this video flows from this exact point. The quality of what you deliver, the care, the years of hard-won experience baked into every single piece of work, that's not what your buyers are paying for. I always think of it like this, right? In our mentorship program, I talk about this concept called the reality gap method. So every buyer that you engage with or potential customer, they have their current reality. There is something painful, there's something broken, there's something costing them time or money right now, and they have a bigger, brighter future reality, the place where they want to get to. And your job as a business owner, if you're selling your own services or if you're managing a small sales team, is to position your service as the bridge between these two realities. This is important because what most people do is they pitch their prospects their credentials. They pitch their process, their methodology, the number of years that they've been in the industry. They are not pitching bridging the gap between these two places. You need to get a deal done. You need to help the prospect believe that they can get from one side to the other before they're going to care enough to ask how all of it actually gets implemented. And the business owner who can explain this transformation the most clearly, with the most certainty, almost always wins the client. And so the harsh truth is that it doesn't really matter how good your service actually is, because unless you've got the sales skills to close the deal, you're never going to have the opportunity to deliver that service anyway. And maybe that's not fair. And maybe in an ideal world, the person who delivers the best outcome would win all of the business within their market. But this is the game. And so the question isn't how to get better at the deliverables if you want to increase your revenue. The real question is, how do you get better at understanding your buyer's current reality, their future reality, and then positioning your service as the bridge to make this transformation? Now, if you're not using a CRM to track all of this, then you're never going to win. But there is one issue that you probably have within your pipeline, within your CRM right now, which is making all the money that you're spending on HubSpot, Salesforce, Close.com, whatever it is, maybe completely pointless. Okay, so if you were to open your CRM right now, or your spreadsheet, your notes app, your sticky notes that are stuck on your monitor, whatever you're using to track your sales pipeline, and you looked at the deals sat there, I bet you more than half of them were never going to close in the first place. And I know this because I've done pipeline reviews with business owners who've had the same quote unquote interested prospect sitting there in their funnel for 7, 8, 9 months. They might check in every few weeks or every couple of months or once a quarter, and the prospect might reply occasionally as well. But none of this is moving the deal forward. And the issue is that this individual, this company sat in your pipeline is considered a live opportunity. It gets included in your forecasting. The business owner talks themselves into believing that this quarter is looking okay because these numbers look kind of favorable, when they don't. Then when this isn't a qualified opportunity, and there's many of these unqualified opportunities sat there skewing all of this data. That is a contact in your CRM that you are too afraid to qualify out, because qualifying them out of your pipeline would mean admitting that your pipeline is emptier than what you thought. Now, a quick and simple qualification criteria that I use with all of my mentorship clients is need, budget, urgency, decision-making authority. That is it. Need, budget, urgency, decision-making authority. If you're missing any one of those criteria within each of the deals that are in your sales pipeline, that deal's not qualified and it should not be living in the middle of your sales pipeline. A clean and accurate sales pipeline is way, way more valuable than a fake full one. And this is because a clean pipeline tells the truth. And in a service business, lying to yourself about pipeline is how you enter the roller coaster of sales, where you tend to have a good month and then a couple of really crappy ones, or a good quarter and then you struggle to hit payroll in the next. That's painful, it's stressful, you don't want to be in that place. So go into your CRM, cut the dead weight, and let a kind of disappointing looking pipeline be your motivation to go and fill it. Which then brings us on to the third big shift that I want you to make with this video, because once your pipeline is telling you the truth, you don't need some massive overhaul in your sales process or marketing process or what you say on calls to drive insane amounts of revenue. The fact is that a 1% difference in sales performance might be all that it takes to literally put your competitors right out of business. Now, business owners often think that they need to make a quantum leap in their sales process or their marketing to dramatically increase their revenue numbers. So they get sucked into the latest marketing or right now AI fad, and they waste a bunch of time and money and end up no better off. And the reality is that due to very simple market forces, a small improvement in sales performance can lead to a dramatic increase in revenue. And I want you to think about it like this, because sales is a zero-sum game. You either win the deal or you don't win the deal. There's no second place in sales 99% of the time. And in a zero-sum game, the deciding factor isn't who does the best work, it's who does the best job of creating confidence in the buyer that they're going to get the outcome that they desire. And to win that zero-sum game, you've just got to be 1% better than your competitors. That's it, 1% better. And you can just absolutely decimate the entirety of your market. And I've worked with business owners who have implemented just a few small changes in their sales systems, got 1, 2, 3% better at driving this desire and trust in their potential buyers, and then they've doubled their revenue almost, I know it sounds crazy, but almost overnight. And that is the power of improving your sales systems and making it just 1% better than your competitors. And it's got nothing to do with how talented you are at delivering your work to your clients or client outcomes or anything else. And this brings us on to the next big understudied problem in businesses, right? Often businesses that deliver a service don't really have a sales system at all. They have referrals. And don't get me wrong, referrals are brilliant. And I mean, that's a silly, right? A referred prospect already trusts you before you've even said a word to them. But let me show you why relying on referrals can become a very dangerous game. So referrals are awesome, right? Close rates are higher, deal cycle lengths are shorter. The clients tend to be better as well because they know what they're going to get from working with you before they even engage with you. So don't stop asking for referrals. But a referral pipeline is not a sales strategy. It's kind of a prayer. It's a hope, right? Because the problem with referrals is that it's difficult to predict them. You can't really control them. You can't really scale them either. And if you can't rely on them, well, the moment that they dry up, which could be at any moment in time, which often tends to be just after you've delivered a big project and you're now back into the swing of sales trying to find something else to throw yourself or your team at, well, there's no sales process running alongside them if you're relying on referrals as a sole source of revenue. There's no outreach running, there's no system generating conversations, there's nothing. So you end up